I am joined by Jordan Vogel, and we are both part of Good Rep Media. I know I've said this like a million times, but Good Rep Media is a small business marketing company. We help small businesses rank better on Google. We help you get more customers in your door by letting them find you online. If you want help with that, if you're a small business owner, if you want to own a small business in the future, if you have a small business idea and want to talk to someone about it, you can come and chat with us. Go check out our website, goodrep.media. Real simple, real easy. That said, how are you doing today, Jordan?
I am doing pretty well.
Hell yeah.
Start of the week. Ready to hit the ground running pretty well today.
I wanna start us off here real quick with Happy Valentine's Day, brother. How was your Valentine's Day?
Mine was really good. Truth be told, this was the first Valentine's Day that I've ever been in a relationship during Valentine's Day. Admittedly, it's still a very fresh relationship. We're like a month into it or so. But I told her that, and she worked really hard to make sure it was a really special one for me, and it was really nice.
Oh heck yeah! Do you wanna tell the story about what you did, or do you wanna?
No, like we didn't do much. So she works at a jewelry store, and so Valentine's Day is like a busy time of the year for her.
Oh shit! Yeah. Did she work Valentine's Day itself?
Oh yeah. She came over afterwards. But so we didn't do anything Valentine's Day. Thursday was kind of our Valentine's Day because she got off at 5, I got off at 5, so we had more time. But we still didn't do anything. Like she's been so tired all week. Like she's worked like 46 hours Valentine's week.
Dang.
Yeah, like she was very busy, and so she was just like, I would rather stay home if that's okay with you. And I, of course, was like, yeah, I'm not. Don't go spend $100 on Valentine's Day, sure. I mean, still bought her gifts and stuff, and we did a little gift exchange, and it was nice, and it was just a really good time. She did make it special. She got me this little she printed off she just used like a Chat GPT filter, but she made like a little anime image of like the date that we became official and like a little Studio Ghibli like filter over it, and framed it and gave it to me, and I think it's hilarious. Like my girlfriend is she's a Mexican lady, and you can tell by looking at her, but this image, I swear it's like a little white girl in bangs, and I'm like, why did you swap out the person in the photo?
What?
No, it's not actually. It's just like the filter did a bad job of capturing like her in her, like actually her. But like it was still really cute, and it was really sweet, and I really
handmade gifts, man. That's kind of sick. I mean, to be fair, I love the idea of handmade gifts, and as long as I can remember, and I'm pretty sure my mom instilled this idea in me. Secret for all of you guys who might be listening here: make a handmade card. It is really easy. Go to YouTube. Valentine's cards, construction paper, buy some construction paper, buy some glue, make some arts and crafts. It sounds, a little childish, a little bit weird, whatever, but arts and crafts, as we've attested before, tons of fun.
And you had said that, and I was going to do that, but like I remember I messaged you and I was like, hey, I need a half hour at the end of the day. I'm going to kind of get some stuff together. And like that was when I was like, I can cut out a little heart out of construction paper and write something on it in like 2 minutes. That's no biggie. But then I was like, she messaged me and she's like, hey, get food for when I'm coming home. And I was like, oh, now I don't have time.
Fair.
But I did try. Have you ever had like
Pokeballs?
Yeah, like it's like a sushi bowl, pretty much. I'd never had that before. That was really good.
I've had them before. They're a little bit. They're all right. I'm not my favorite things ever. Yeah. They're healthy. I should
probably wasn't worth like the $17 like each one cost, but like
I mean, hey man.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day. Whatever.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. That's 2 corn dogs at Mochi Nut. Dude, those corn dogs are like $8 if you're getting the Cheeto ones.
That's crazy. All right, it's time for another Mochi Nut tirade to get our tirade to get some views up.
Before we get too off topic here, before we dive too far into it, I want to highlight how this episode is going to go. Now that we've had a little bit of an intro, welcoming everyone who might be here, we're going to be talking about branding. Branding is something that Jordan and I both have done quite a bit of, honestly. More than anything else, we probably have done branding. But what that entails, kind of how you go about building a brand, what is involved in having a brand. And to talk about all of that, we're actually going to have Joey Matterhorn himself on here at about 12:15, 12:20. We'll see when we're able to actually grab him.
2 weeks in a row of getting the man himself in here.
I'm honestly, so if you noticed and you're here watching right now, go check out the channel. We do have a couple of videos from last week. We're planning on being live on the Joey Matterhorn channel a little bit more often, talking about a little bit more varied topics. Um, Honestly, a little bit more lifestyle. The man himself, Joey Matterhorn, is going through some medical things, and so he's having some issues, and he's doing a little bit better recently. It looks like, ooh, looks like we might be.
Oh,
Okay, let me just take a look.
well, thanks for the heads up on that.
Yeah,
This is
thanks for the heads up. Sorry, it looks like medical issues there. Never mind. Forgive me for calling that out. Uh, moving on from that, everyone keep the man
no
himself.
Joe.
No, 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 no. Keep them in your thoughts. Jordan, do you do thoughts and prayers? Is that a thing that you ever say?
I think about people. I wouldn't say I'd necessarily pray for anybody. Like, I mean, what's it like when you're not someone who's like subscribing to any one religion or anything? What really is a prayer doing? You know?
Well, yeah, exactly. And I don't pray. That's not something that I necessarily do. But I always like sending positive vibes or anything your way. But that feels kind of
Yeah, and I'll still say
weird.
I'm sending T's and P's. I'll tell people I'm praying for them.
Wait, sending T's and P's?
Yeah,
That's
thoughts and prayers.
hilarious. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, I need you to send your T's and P's to the Joey Matterhorn man himself. Um, we'll have him on
You're gonna be
probably.
saying T's and P's for the rest of your life. I know you.
Dude, sometimes things make it into your lexicon and they don't ever leave.
I saw the excitement you had in your face when you heard T's and P's right there.
I You know what, man? Sometimes something tickles your funny bone.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but I do want to get through this. I want to make sure that we hit the topics. We're talking about branding, and we want to talk about how to kind of build your brand, what a brand is supposed to communicate, what is involved in a brand. And so to that point, have you ever built a brand? Do you have a personal brand? Actually, I want to start with that. Do you have a personal brand, and what's your personal brand?
So, I mean, I don't feel like I do at this point in my life, but that was kind of what we had to do for ourselves and in graphic design school. You know, like that was a big part of like kind of like the final portfolio and everything was like building on your brand and everything like that.
Yeah.
And what I kind of the approach I took to that, and I don't know that I subscribe to this like thought process anymore, but like my brand, like it was like like on the front of my portfolio, and you can still see it in the back window of my car next time you see my car. Um, you'll get there and you'll see it said like Jordan Vogel, designer, human. And like my thought process behind that was like I was going into like this you had to go like show off your portfolio and give like a whole presentation at the end to like a board of the professors and the dean of the graphic design school and everything. And so I was like, they get to decide if I'm going to be a designer or not, but based on how I do
Ah,
in this presentation. But
sorry,
they
I don't want to
don't.
interrupt you. Hi, Kennedy. Bye, Kennedy.
Oh, hi, bye. Yeah, I saw them jump in with the hi. I was gonna say hi after I finished my thought there, but
We don't get finished thoughts, man.
no, we don't have enough
Remember,
time. Next time someone says hi in the comments, stop what you're saying and say hello, or
we
you
want to we want
will
to make sure
lose
we
them.
address. Hey, Kennedy
Yeah.
Zulu, nice to have you. If you do want to stick around, love to have any questions. But sorry, Jordan, you were talking about
Yeah.
graphic design school.
Just really quick, finishing the thought. Like I put on it like designer, human, and that was kind of like my thing where I was like, you guys get to decide when I walk away from here if I'm going to be a graphic designer or not. You decide if I get the degree or not, but you can't take away from me the fact that I am a human being. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of like the approach that I wanted to take of like being yourself no matter what in my branding.
Yeah. And I feel like that's definitely a way of like personal branding. And I want to stress to everyone that your personal branding involves a lot more than, hey, I got this online. It involves what you're wearing, it involves how you walk, it involves how you talk. Um, Yesterday at improv, we did this exercise, and anyone can do this. I think this is really great to do if you have like a small group or something like that. Uh, find a space where you can kind of move and walk around normally, and then call out a job or an emotion or a place, and walk and move as though you're in that place. Or if
Or
you're,
like or however whatever is called out applies, like
yeah,
whatever like you like however you feel associates to your walk and stride based on that. Like we were doing like little things like you're missing the bus, so like a lot of people would then start like running, oh, and like that, or like, like you're at a symphony, and so like people are just like walking around really quiet, like listening, like little things like that, just ways to mix up kind of like how you view things and like really kind of analyze like how you would be in those situations.
And so one of those ways of going about that is I want to move about like a professional. I want to, walk like you're at a crime scene. You can embody a different aesthetic, a different brand with the way you walk, with the way you move, the way with you interact with space, how you talk to people. And I think that nitty gritty is something that a lot of people miss in their brands, but I think a lot of small business owners are really, really good at. So we
Yeah.
talk about our massage client quite often, and I think that he has a very, very hands on vision of what his brand is. And it's very much his brand. So he's the face of it. He talks it up. He's the educator. He's posting educational resources online, and he has this intense idea of how his brand should be viewed. Do you think that's good or necessarily bad? Do you think you should have
I
a hard and fast brand outline, or do
I
you
think
think
it's
you're
one of those things that's very situational.
yeah,
Different brands and different environments are going to need to be different. So like, if you find yourself in a high-paced industry where like things are going very fast, you may want a very in-your-face brand. You may want something that's like always out there, always putting itself in front of you, telling you the next best thing. If you are maybe like our massage client who, massage is a very calm space, is something very like relaxed. You want like those softer colors, something that's not going to be in your face. You don't want aggressive posts. You want things that are going to like represent the vibe you want your business to have.
yeah. I've called them out a few times, and I want this to like maybe make it to them. I want to tag them. They do a lot of online social stuff. There's this brand that I really love that makes sweats, blankets called Comfort. Their brand name is Comfort, COMFRT without the second O. And they make like the most comfortable sportswear, loungewear that you can possibly get at relatively affordable prices. Everything about their brand, comfort, the name, it's going to be comfortable. They have sweats, they have loungewear, they have really fluffy blankets. All of their colors are really kind of pastelly or like bright, as well as, muted grays and all of the sweat colors that you could
Yeah.
possibly want. And they just do a phenomenal job of pushing this, hey, if you want to be comfortable while you lounge around, this is what you want to wear. And I love it. Their branding is consistent, their messaging is consistent.
And now I have to imagine like that's a comfort brand. That's something that's like kind of like trying to promote relaxation. They're probably not super in your face with their advertisements. They're probably very like they may have a lot of them. They may push a lot
Yes.
in front of you, but like they don't like it's not like a you get this now, like kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like a very chill type relaxation, like, hey, like we're all having a good time over here in our comfort pants, like it's
It's
not.
highlighting, they do a lot of highlighting of their products. They do a lot of like, hey, this is comfortable stuff. People wearing their items, and one of their really good marketing tactics that I think branding again very very strong because they want a community feel. They will give you a 15% off coupon if you tag them in an unboxing video or if you tag them in a social media post where you post your items.
Hey,
So
really quickly. Hey, Mel, we have someone in the comment. Kennedy's there still in the comments saying that they have a friend who wants to join. Can you just kind of jump into the comments there and kind of figure out what we're talking about there? Because that could be something that's a little interesting for us. And I don't want to ignore Kennedy. Kennedy seemed like they were going to
again,
leave when we didn't say hello to them again. So yeah, like let's make sure Kennedy knows we do see them there. Um, sorry, and yeah, jumping back over. Sorry to interrupt you there, Cody.
no, you're good. I'm curious, Kennedy, if you've got any questions or if you can get your friend in here. I mean, you can just send him a link of this. We're
Yeah,
always
I'm
around.
curious if Kindy means like Kindy has like a friend who wants on the show. If there's anything valuable, we maybe be able to
Oh
vet them and
goodness.
see about that. Some I don't know, whoever it is, we'll find out. We should do good rep and JM live applications.
Well,
Let's get some people
we'll put
on
a
here.
form out there. Well,
Yeah,
I type it in the chat. If you type it in the chat, we'll respond 100% of
yeah.
the time.
So, but I do want to say, Colton was talking to me the other day on Saturday, and he was talking about how anxiety and excitement are the same feeling. You just associate like with just it's about what you're associating them with, you
Mhm.
know, and I feel like that is something that brands in their advertisements will kind of do with their branding. Whereas if they are, you know, like if they want you to get excited about their product, sometimes they may hit you with something that's going to be a little bit anxiety inducing, and that's going to push you towards getting their product because that does generate that same like urgency in you to go get it, you know. And I think when you're deciding on your brand, you got to really decide on your vibe and your tone is such a big thing when you're building out your brand, that like you have to determine right away if you are going to be someone who kind of pushes that like almost uh anxiety driven like urgency, or if it is more of a like we're going to let the product kind of sell itself, and so like we're just going to like promote the product and let it do its thing. And I think that kind of goes into like what we were talking about there before I diverted us over into the Kennedy chat.
Yeah, I want to bring it back to just generally branding guidelines because when you're coming up with the messaging, I
I
think
looked over and saw three of us, three different Joey Matterhorn and Melanie, like, hey, Kennedy. Nice.
I think that's a Riverside function right there. That's
Probably. Oh,
probably
oh
a
yeah. I just noticed it is all the. I didn't notice that at first. That it's all the exact same message. What was that, Melanie? No, no,
no.
you're good. That's really funny.
If you send it in Riverside itself, I think it sends from multiple accounts
Every
because
one
it
of the
tries
channels
to.
and your account. That is crazy.
Well,
That's
and
hilarious.
so I think that top one of them might be a Facebook comment, and then the other one might be a YouTube comment. We're just seeing it doubled up.
Oh, well, because it's posted on multiple locations. Are we live on Facebook?
Yeah, we're on
Have we
Facebook.
always gone live on Facebook?
Nope, this is second week.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I
Or
didn't know that.
this might be our first time live on Facebook. Joe
Interesting.
went live on Facebook last week.
Okay, so like when they set it up for Joe's lives, they set it up to that. That's really cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we're
So
live on
that
Facebook.
does explain why that happens like that. Like we got it posted on Facebook, YouTube, and here in Riverside.
Yeah, so
Right.
it might be a triple up. We'll see what actually like happens on the back end there. This
Yeah,
is one of those, hey, every time you have a new show, every time you go live, there's going to be some type of technical issue. There's going to be something new that pops up. And I'm glad to be here to experience this one. This one's an
absolutely.
easy and fun one.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty funny there.
E. So, with that said, we're talking about general branding guidelines. If you are coming up with your own brand, if you wanted to create a brand new, business and you're like, how do I go about doing that? Places to start. Uh, Jordan, have you ever made a mood board?
No,
You've never made a mood board?
no.
Oh my gosh. Is that have your face kind of said a lot right there, and I want you to use your words to say what your face just said.
My face was saying I've never made a mood board, Cody.
So no reason to, just no desire.
No, no, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that there isn't a reason to build a mood board.
Well, yeah.
I don't
You
know.
don't
I
have a
just don't
desire.
think that I would, really benefit the same way other people maybe would from one. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something that would really click in my mind as something super beneficial to me.
So when I say mood board, what do you imagine, like one of those, like a cardboard cutout, and then you put a bunch
I basically picture a cork board with just like random shit just plugged up on it of just how like you're
100%.
like this represents how I felt today. Click, you know?
So that's one way of doing it, and I want to spell this idea out because I think this is a really useful like tool for anyone who's coming up or visualizing something. If you're creative, if you're doing Dungeons and Dragons, if you're making a campaign, if you're making a character, if you're making a brand, creative pursuits benefit from these types of things. And it doesn't always need to be a corkboard, but you want to come up with colors, ideas, fonts, sayings that your character might use and put them in a singular place. This can involve a corkboard if you put a giant corkboard up and you're like, okay, I'm going to play a paladin. So I'm going to put golden sunlight and I'm going to cut out this magazine article about, the holy word. And I'm going to, color a bunch of red and yellow and I'm going to make some cardboard cutouts of birds, whatever. You can make that. Or in my opinion, when we make like brand outlines, for example, when we wanted to redo our massage client, we came up with a board of like, what was it, 5 to 6 extensions of, hey, these are ways we could do your logo, new ways that we could use your color. This is your font that we could possibly go with. I see that as a mood board.
Oh yeah. Well, so if you consider that to be a mood board, then yes, I'd
100%.
absolutely like
It's
but like I considered that to be more like a presentation doc.
and it
That
is.
wasn't for us to really look at. That was more for us to give to somebody so that they could look at it and easily understand like what we're thinking. You know,
Yeah, but
like
it's
when I think of a mood board, I think of it as a very internal, like it's not even something you're supposed to be like, yeah, come look at my mood board. It's like a I am building this for me kind of thing. Whereas what you're talking about there was like literally just like a document that we had created to kind of showcase what we've done for someone.
well, yeah, and I'd consider it like a when you're gonna start a Dungeons and Dragons campaign and you get that doc beforehand, you're doing like a session 0, and they're like, hey, here's the world doc. Here's
Yeah.
10 pages of the current factions and blah 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 blah. If you've ever had DMs do that, I know I've done a couple of them, not something very often, but like any type of work that you're coming up with and you're sharing around, you're like, hey, I want to create this thing. Let's come together and do this. Because if you're a DM and you're coming up with a world and you're presenting that, that's not the tried and true. One of your players is going to come in and say, "Oh, you came up with a thieves guild. Let's not. I wanted to be like part of like a thugs guild instead of a thieves guild. Can we have a thugs guild instead?" And you're going to have to change your thing, but that's collaborative storytelling. That's kind of like
Yeah.
your initial mood board, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So when you're a small business owner, when you're first coming up with this idea of like, I want to start a business, I would highly suggest that you come up with a few ideas of what you want your business to actually look like: colors, values, signage, postage, anything that you can get together is going to be beneficial because one, like if you're going to start, would you start with a logo? Is that where you would go?
No, not well. Like if we're talking like from like a physical sense of like actually like where we're going, like beginning at, and like want like a product to have something physically to look at, then yeah, probably a logo. But like I think before you even start figuring out the logo, that's when you're listing out. And sure, if you want to consider this to be a mood board, it is adjacent. But like you are like you're
Is there a
coming
technical
you
name for it?
um like
Besides branding doc, because
Well, I
that's
was
what
gonna
we've
say,
always
yeah,
called it.
brand doc is essentially what it is at the finalized point once you've figured it all out. Like you don't even need to like write this all down, but you have like a mental checklist of things you need to figure out. Like I've said before, your tone. Your tone
Yeah.
is going to be a big one. Like how like you need to figure out like what your niche is in your business. Like you need to know a lot of the inner workings of like what you want your business to be and how you want to represent it before you get anything down on paper, you know?
I mean,
So like I said,
I
like your
think I
tone.
disagree with that.
Do you?
I think writing things down on paper is helpful because you
Well,
want
like
to.
like when I mean like before you like start with anything like official, before you
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
before yeah, like if you want to note it down, sure. But I'm saying like before you start putting it together into your official branding doc, before you even start putting pen to a logo or anything, you need to figure out like how do you want people to view my brand? How
Mhm.
like what type of message do we want people to get just by looking at my brand?
Yeah,
And so like if you can't figure that out, there's no point in even building the logo.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And my main thing, as always, is actionable steps. What can you do to get into it? And so, if you're a small business owner and you want to come up with, hey, this is where we're at. This is what I want. Um, sorry, I got
We got distracted
distracted.
in the comments. Someone said they liked our videos and we got excited.
Someone said we liked our videos, but then
Someone we
someone
don't know
commented, "We
who it
love to hear
is
it. Thank
said
you
they
from
liked
my
it.
name." Who said that?
Wait, what? Who said what? I don't even see what you guys are talking about
It
right now.
says, "We love to hear it. Thank you for watching."
Oh, I see that coming from Melanie.
That's coming. It says it's coming from me on my screen. That's why I was distracted.
Riverside is cutting edge technology, all right. Riverside knows how to best communicate to your fans, and they think that message would be best coming from Cody.
Honestly, here we are, man. Riverside AI taken out.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
boom. Nice.
Interesting.
Like
All
that.
right. All right. And does it show the 3 comments above, or does it just show the 1?
Oh, I love this. It's also the first time that we've had producer Mel on, which we've
Yeah,
mentioned that we were
which
gonna
I
have.
thought you were gonna mention at the beginning.
You know what? I'm realizing I'm pulling a full Joe, and we're 26 minutes into the episode. But everyone, we are joined by producer Mel. She's been our producer for a couple of months now, honestly, and really thankful to have her. Thank you, Mel.
Mel, you just checked on YouTube just for like my own sake. I see it says like your video isn't recorded, but we see you up there. You're not showing up on YouTube, correct? Wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you wanted to be, I mean,
It's like, Jordan, you have a problem with showing. Honestly, we'd
this is
get more
my
views.
show.
Like, let's be
This is
real.
my show.
Oh my goodness.
I think I see the blue ring around you. I think you're being heard. I hope.
If
I
if
hope,
if you're
or else
not
we're
being
just
heard, this is
talking to
going to sound
nobody, and
very
that yeah,
weird.
that would be tough.
Oh goodness. But yeah, so what I'm thinking of generally is okay, so if you're a small business owner, actionable steps, put things to paper, get something down about what you want your business name to be, what you want your logo to be, what you want your colors to be. Like, get some idea down because you need to take those actionable steps. I will say some of the hazards, and you're only going to get this from us because we've made all of these mistakes. Google your name, Google your business name. And when the government comes up for the first 10 pages of Google, choose a different business name. When you Google your business name that you want to have, and there's 5 other businesses with your exact same name, or they've added an S on one of your words and it's very close, choose a different business name. If you are going to be choosing a business name and you're going to be doing a small local area business where I'm a massage therapist, I'm a lawn care company, I'm a dentist, brand for your area. If you can include your zip code, if you can include your city name, if you can include your phone number, not your phone number, but if you can include your city, you're going to be really, really well off because you're going to have a direct brand optimization. Like,
Do you,
hey, we own a company. It's called blank blank lawn care, city name lawn care. You know what people Google when they want lawn care, Jordan? I know it's going to blow your mind. City name lawn care.
so let me ask you this. You said don't do your phone number in your name. Do we have any reason to believe that that actually is bad?
So the only reason I mentioned that, and I want to be clear here, we're both in around Grand Rapids. We are not in the same house, Kennedy. We are relatively close, and I mean, we should probably at some point stream from the same house.
I
Like,
was
I want to
thinking
do
that.
one of those
I've been
combo
thinking that for
streams.
a little while now. It's getting nicer weather, and now I'd be more open to it. I didn't want to drive across town in the winter.
Yeah, winter driving kind of sucks.
We should do one from a location, not like the same house. Like we should go somewhere and just like do something, like a live, like even if it's like at a park or something,
That I mean, honestly, we've gotten like lapel mics and stuff like that. We should do a full episode where we
Yeah,
go disc golfing or
yeah.
something. Like,
Like I mean,
that's the
worst
type
case
of
we
thing
could
that
do
would
it.
be
We could do a
hilarious.
pre-recorded one too.
No, well, I mean, we could do a pre-recorded one, honestly.
Yeah, like why not? Like that would be easier for something like that. We could get our video guy out there and just kind of follow us around with cameras while we do it. We could talk on the topic. Um,
Well, we did just
Mel
talk about
couldn't
having the
produce
video.
it. Mel would have to come all
What?
the way out to Grand Rapids to be there with us to produce that. So sorry, Mel, you're not involved in that one unless you wanted to be. But hey, there
We'll,
we go. I
we'll
mean, these are
figure
just
that
thoughts we're
out.
kicking around. We don't need to be kicking these around right here live. Right
I was
now.
gonna say these are the ideas though. And so if
Yeah.
you're that small business owner, come up with your general outline, do some Googling, make sure that your business name is unique. If you can, oh, I was going to mention phone numbers. I only mention that because we're in and around Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids area code is 616. And as I don't know if it's because we're close to Detroit. I don't know enough about the scene, but I know a lot of people in our area get area code tattoos.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that's just the thing.
there's a big
People do that.
culture around
People
that.
do that across the entire country.
Yeah. And so 616 being the area code around here, I know there's a dentist that I go to called 616 Dental. And so I think that definitely probably helps them with some of their marketing. I like that branding a lot. 616 Dental sounds cool.
Yeah. There's
So
also a 616 Realty out here. Um,
616 Realty. It's
yeah.
it is
Which
pretty
which even
consistent.
makes a lot more sense for a realtor. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense for a realtor.
And so those are options to help your business before you're even getting it off the ground. And those are definitely things to take in consideration. I'm not going to say don't go out here and come up with your sweet name that has nothing to do with your city. Cool. Have your branding. Make your domain name that you buy city name lawn care.
Yeah. Um,
And then brand it differently.
unrelated specifically to branding, but related to like the people getting like area code tattoos and representing their area codes. I
Mhm.
am what's known as a 313 baby because I
Is
was born in the 313 area code on March 13th.
damn.
Yep, I
That-
was born in Wyandotte, Michigan, which is actually technically no longer a 313 area code, but when I was born in it, it was.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotta
they
respect that.
every year at the hospital they make like a post about like all the babies born on 313 there, and like will like I don't remember what they do. They do something though where they like give them all like like little onesies or something for like 313 babies and stuff. I didn't get that at the time. They weren't doing that type of stuff when 31 years ago, but almost 32.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah,
I will say I can appreciate that. That's some positive energy right there.
yeah.
But those are just some basics for branding. If you're going to be a small business, those are things to keep in mind because they are very important. And if you do have sweet area code tattoos, share them,
Post them in the
tag
comments.
us. Yeah, I want to see them because I honestly I love the commitment and care and like the hey, I'm from 616 respect, like I love that.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I don't think I ever could. Would you ever get, do you have any tattoos?
So no, I don't have any tattoos. And like if I was to get like I wouldn't get an area code one because I've lived in 6 different area codes throughout my entire life. And if I were to get one, it would be like the 313 one, but I moved out of 313 when I was 12.
Yeah.
Like so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and see, I was born 616, but then I moved and spent almost my entire childhood in Greenville, which is close but not here. And then I moved across the country, and I've been back. Now I'm back in the 616, so maybe that counts.
We got
Maybe
another new viewer.
maybe I will go get a 616 tattoo.
Hey, there you
Like,
go. Real quick, I just want to say we got another new voice here in the comments here.
yeah,
Someone forgive me if I mispronounce this, but Ganesha, uh,
Ganesha.
asking for a dubbed in Hindi. Potentially, I don't know the steps that would go into setting something like that up on YouTube, but like if it's something that we can apply, I would be open to it if it gets us a bigger
Yeah,
outreach to the people
I
interested for sure. We'll look into that.
Melanie, if you can make a note to ask Sam about that, I think you can choose dub language once these go live, but it might only be on uploaded videos. I know
Gotcha.
on my like personal YouTube channel when I upload videos that I can like choose dub languages, I'm pretty sure.
Why wouldn't you just choose them all?
Well, it auto chooses them all, so it should be available. It just doesn't auto dub when we're while we're like going, I don't think.
So they're looking for a suggestion. They say they're curious about working from home or finding a quiet place. Could you? I get the feeling that there's probably going to be a little bit of a language barrier here, but like, can you kind of maybe give us a little bit more into like what you're looking to have answered there?
I was
Or
gonna
I want,
say
yeah. Well, like what are we looking for as far as the suggestion goes? We'd be happy to answer that.
I my immediate suggestions are there's a lot of call center jobs that are available online and from home. There's a lot of different, if you search in Google, call center jobs available online. I want to say there's like a telephone spelled with an F is one of those companies where you can like get paid hourly. There's also, if you are in the States, there's a lot of things like DoorDash and side hustles like that. And right now, we are currently offering a flippers course. If you're at all interested in checking out flipping through Facebook Marketplace or other online retailers running some ads, Craigslist, things like that, we do offer a paid course on how to flip, how to get into that.
Yeah.
It is a
just really quick, just in case, like maybe we don't know what flipping means.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
essentially the idea of buying something for a price and selling it for a higher price. Just basic arbitrage. Which, if you don't know what flipping means, you probably don't know what arbitrage means.
I was gonna say flipping and arbitrage.
Yeah, yeah, but I also preface that by putting it in very simple terms of buying something for one price and selling it for a higher price. We do, like Cody's saying, we have some great courses on that, on how to do that. I also want to point out, if you're looking for work from home jobs, if you have a computer that can handle it. Again, I don't know how things work out of the country. There are a lot of like data annotation jobs. There are a lot of like data input, just very simple things where you take one number from one box and put it into another. There's definitely a lot of options out there. And then if you have any skills on your own that like you think that you may be able to give value to anybody, always check out like Fiverr or something like that. Get yourself listed up there where you can, put your skills to someone else's value sense, and be able to make money off what you enjoy doing.
Yeah, I will say, as we're talking about branding right now, I would work on a personal brand so that you can get something up and forward facing. Our company, personally, we've worked with VAs for different jobs. We've worked with a lot of different people doing different things. We've hired freelancers for video editing and writing and content creation. And I mean, heck, website building, website edits, the whole gamut. And the more we are able to find those types of employees, if we're able to Google you, find you on directories, if you have a brand that we can recognize, it's really helpful for us. So, those are the types of things kind of pertaining to what we're doing right here. Work on a personal brand. It might not be helpful immediately, but that personal brand will be helpful for the rest of your life. The more active you're on socials, social followings won't necessarily go away. They might die, but hey, you build up a social following. The skills that you got building up that social following won't necessarily go away. Oh,
I'm just kind of reading through their comments here. Mel, you want to? Mel,
dear sir, I am currently run multiple Facebook pages. I want to find brand promotion, but didn't find any brand. How can I contact them? So if you run multiple Facebook pages, I want to find brand promotion. So you need to find offers. It sounds like you. Yeah. How can I contact them? I have 250. It sounds like you need to find an offer. And honestly, finding an offer and creating an offer is a whole process in and of itself. It's a good topic to get into. I believe we've had Mel. Can you actually go look and check? Because we've talked about offer creation previously. It might have been specifically for small businesses,
yeah,
but what you're looking at there is you now have an audience. That audience that you've created is ready to be monetized in some way, shape, or form, and you need to figure out what what that audience will respond to.
yeah,
On Facebook, if you have 250,000 active people in a Facebook group or on a page, there's some way for you to make money on them.
yeah.
Figuring out what that is
Now, now,
the
a
problem.
key part of that you said there is 250,000 active followers.
Yep.
You know, we know people who have built up a page with like over 20,000 people, and but like none of them engage in the posts, none of them like, comment, subscribe, do anything in those posts, and you begin to feel like, are these even real people? So like the real value comes from knowing that those 250,000, I'm gonna guess not all of them are active people that you're gonna be able to do anything with, but you probably have a number in there that are. So, like Cody's saying, once you got to know like what it is that you want them to do for you. You got to have an offer. You have to know, we want them to sign up for this. We want them to go to this website. Whatever it is that you want them to do, which there's multiple different ways. And what Cody's saying is we have a video that kind of walks you through finding those offers and different ways to like put things in front of people. Then you already have the platform. All you got to do is get your offer up in front of them on that. So if you have them on that Facebook page, great. Figure out what you're going to give them. Start making posts about it on those pages. Correct? Do you agree with that?
I would say that is, yeah. There's a lot that you can do. That's a general outline. I think that you are in a good spot as long as they're active,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that active level is a very very difficult path to reach. I know that there are people with, you know, if you have 250K on YouTube, for example, you're probably in a really great spot. Um,
So it also, I mean, we're talking on branding now.
yeah,
So also a big thing is, what are those Facebook pages? You tell us you have multiple Facebook pages with all of these people in them. What are those pages for? Is it a meme page? Are people just coming there for laughs? Maybe then, like, I don't know, get a Ticketmaster affiliate and put some comedy shows like offers on it or something like that. You know, ultimately you want to do something aligned with what those people are on that page for. You don't want to be like, oh, I have this Amazon, like, like good deals on Amazon page, and then all of a sudden be trying to push like car insurance or something like that. Like that doesn't equate. That's not what they're there for. They're not going to click on that. But if you do have a page that's like, oh, sweet deals on Amazon, go get yourself an Amazon affiliate link, and then start dropping products in there that you think people would want to buy with your link in there, and then you start getting a little kickback on it.
yeah,
It's all about targeting why people are there, and I think I'm very happy this person's here, because that goes into your branding. You want to have a brand that is clear and concise about what it is you are offering to someone. That way, the people that are following it know what they're getting and are more likely going to be people who will follow your offer.
yeah. Right now, it sounds like you have, if you have daily 50K to 200K views, you're in a great spot. Um, I'd be curious, is it short form content, long form content? What type of content is it? If it's AI read stories of, you know, AI read Reddit stories, comedy niche, funny lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, fine, like, there's lots of different ways. I think the biggest way to capitalize on this, and like what we kind of do here at Good Rep, what we're most familiar with, and maybe that's why I pitch it, is affiliate based anything. If you have
Yeah.
people who are listening and looking at the things that you're posting, all you have to do now is start finding a way to get money from what you're posting. So, like, if you're doing funny stuff, like I said, like, maybe you have like a Ticketmaster offer where all of a sudden now, like, you get like a small kickback whenever people like will follow your link and sign up for a comedy show or something like that. Maybe you just get an Amazon one, you start posting like joke books, or like if like a meme takes off or something, like you get like an Amazon poster of that meme or something and be like, have it at home now. Just little things like that. Start small, don't swing for the fences yet.
Yeah.
Find something small and easy to set up. It took me 4 days to set up my affiliate link. you know um do you play Roblox? Sorry, I got distracted by that one.
No, I do wanna hop on because I think we got some really good questions here in general. I do wanna say, so potential in drop shipping, 100%. I think that if you find generally good products, you can do well drop shifting. I think it's a lot more difficult these days,
Well,
and I want to say that most brands and audiences, uh, I was talking to Dana, our ecom guy, about this. Almost all brands will dead end in ecom these days. So if you have 200,000 people viewing your comedy page, put together a Shopify store, a
yeah,
free Shopify store as best you can, and put together some shirts, put together some merch, connect it
yeah.
to Teespring, get some stuff going.
Like, if you had any posts that like took off or anything, where it's like, oh wow, we got 100,000 comments on this one, people love this meme we did, turn it into a shirt, drop ship that shirt. Like, profit margins aren't huge, but when you have 250,000 people who are showing interest in it, they don't need to be huge, they just need to be repetitive.
Yeah.
you know
And I would at that point get in there and actually like brand yourself. It sounds like you have multiple pages that are all adding up to these views. What you need and what I find to be very valuable is direct brand optimization, search brand optimization, SBO. It's something that SEOs have been talking about for a little while now, where you want your branded name to be something that when someone Googles it, they find your product. So if your branded meme page is "ha ha death by memes," someone Googles "haha death by memes," they need to find your Shopify store. And when they click on it, your Shopify store needs to look really good and hit them in the face with a 25% off discount on their first t shirt order or first order over $100, blah, 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 whatever it might be. Hit them with a deal, hit them with a wheel that they've got to spin to gamify it, and have a legitimate brand set up. Now, building out those brands, adding catalogs is a whole process. But you're talking about working from home and you're monetizing an audience. If you can get this together, you'll eventually have a point where you can run ads. You're coming up with an offer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot that you'll have to figure out. There's a lot of problems and a lot of reasons to continue to watch us live.
Also, like you said, if you have multiple pages that build up to that
Mhm.
250,000, and so like they're kind of split about, maybe start trying to consolidate them a little bit, like on each of those pages, be like, hey, we just started this new page, go follow for more like content, and that way you'll start getting some of those people from one page into another, where all of a sudden, like, one page, you just need to make a post on one to reach all of the active people. You'd still want to make the post across all of them, but at least you'll know that that one that you consolidated them to are the active people who are actually listening to your posts and care about the things you're doing.
Yeah. Having a diversified audience is not awful, I want to say, but at that point you're working on multiple brands. And there are pros and cons to working on multiple brands. As teams that have worked on a lot of different brands internally, I mean, I want to say we have something like 40 to 50 different brands that we work on internally that are all in different states of active and non-active.
Yeah.
But those individual like breakouts, those individual brands are a lot smaller than if we all focused all this energy on just one.
Yes.
So you diversify to create safety. One, because if your Facebook gets banned, you're screwed. You also want to diversify your audiences. This is something that we've talked about a couple of different times about social media accounts on
Yeah.
brands. So like when you're branding, Instagram's pretty specific for small businesses. If you're going to be making videos, you probably want to be on YouTube. But there's a lot of like, should you be on X these days? Are you active on Facebook? Is that where your audience
Yeah.
is? Like,
And
and where do you fall on that spectrum?
like, I kind of lean more towards the get it in front of everybody. Like if you can be there, be there. There's
Yeah.
no reason not to be. I don't think, like, it almost goes along with like the old saying of no publicity is, or no, or bad publicity is still publicity. No such thing as bad publicity. Like,
Mhm.
you get out there, even if it's like, oh, I don't like the people who are tend to be on X, which, I mean, that's also typecasting, and you shouldn't do that, because like, I know people who are on X that don't fit the stereotype of people you'd think would be on it. But like, even if you feel that way, that's still potential business. And there comes a line, like, your brand should be personal to you, but there is still a line of like, where does personal stop and business begins? And I
Mhm.
think that like where you are putting your content up is where that line is, because there may be one or two people where you think there won't be any who will be interested. And if you don't go there, you're losing that potential client.
Yeah. I I will say that there comes a point, especially when if you're a single owner of a small business and you're just one person, you can spread yourself thin trying to
Yeah.
do too much. And I
Yeah.
think our I think the man himself is one big proponent of that, where he's like, we have there are 12 social medias and 20 maybe social medias that we can create for all of our products out there. And I'm like,
But
should
then
we?
but then also, depending on the resources you have available, there are a lot of resources that make it much more viable for a single
Yeah.
person to do it. You just got to kind of have the funds to put towards it, the capital behind it, and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like,
So
if
you
if you
can
have that, why not? If it's one button click and you spend an extra $15 or whatever, and now you can get it across 30 websites, do it.
but I
If
feel
you
like
have the means.
if you're a small business owner, what are the chances that you know that you can spend $15 to get a social media posting software?
Much less likely, much less
Yeah.
likely, but there are small business owners that are doing really well and just choose to keep their businesses small. So there are people that I feel like applies on my end, but then also, yeah, I'd say the majority are probably on your side, but I do feel like what I'm saying will apply to some people. I think about like my Friday gig. It's a
Mhm.
company with like 15 employees, not a big national company, but like the owner is loaded. He
Yeah.
has so much money from his company, and like it would be nothing for him to be like, yeah, yeah, sure, we can spend an extra $20 a month to get this on 30 more pages. Like, not a big deal to him.
Yeah. And so it 100% does depend. But if you're a single, like, I'm imagining like if you're a tattoo artist, you're a single tattoo artist, you should probably be on TikTok, you should probably be on Instagram.
Yeah.
You should
Now,
if you're on Instagram, you're probably on Facebook, but are you also uploading to YouTube? Do you have a YouTube channel where you sporadically upload? Is that better or worse than like not having a YouTube at all? Like I would rather not see a YouTube of a tattoo artist and see a YouTube that only has a video posted like once a year and its last
yeah,
video was
I
2 years
don't
ago.
know that I agree with that. Because
Nah,
at least that YouTube video is showing you the tattoo artist. At least it is something that I can look at to be like, oh, that's how he works.
But if the
Versus it
last
not
video is from
existing.
2 years, then again, if I see a YouTube and I go and the last video was 2 years ago, I'm gonna go find the TikTok to see if there's anything more recent. So
Yeah.
as
So,
long as there is
and
the most recent
so
whatever, I
I'm
guess it
interested
matters a
really
little
quick.
less.
So you and I think have like over the past couple years, our perspective on how all of this goes has completely changed. Mel, you're a little bit more on like the consumer side of everything, where we look at everything more from like the marketing side. Do you like how would you feel about something like that? Like if you were like, I want to go to this tattoo artist, I'm gonna check and see if they have a YouTube video, and then like you see that they haven't posted a YouTube video in a long time. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah,
absolutely with reviews, I am right
reviews
there
are
with
big.
you. If you don't have recent reviews, that is a red flag. To me, like and like that's why I asked you because like hearing you say that now tells me I feel like I'm probably wrong. But like to me it's like, oh, they just YouTube wasn't one of their active thoughts, so they just haven't been on it. But at least they did it at one point, and that's kind of how I viewed it. But I want to hurry up and jump over. It looks like they're over here in the comments wanting us to answer their question here.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
geez,
Uh,
give us a second here. We do have a topic that
to
we're
be fair,
covering,
we
but
only have 8 minutes left, so I get it. But without ads, can we get orders from a website? Yes. Now, is it going to be much more difficult? Yes. But that's what SEO is. That's what
yeah.
search engine optimization is. It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy, but you will be able to get yourself from a Google search. People can get to your website and create orders. Ultimately, you're asking, can we get orders from a website? Ultimately the question should be, can I get people to my website? Because if you can get them to your website, you can get orders from the website. So there are lots of ways outside of just running ads to get people there. The biggest is going to be showing up in the search results. So go back, watch some of our videos, see what we recommend about like name, address, phone, having that consistent across the internet. There's lots of different ways. Cody can probably do this pitch a little bit better than I can.
I was gonna
um,
say, hit it.
yeah, so your NAP, your name, address, phone, have that consistent across all of it. Set up your metadata on your website so that Google knows what it's looking at on the website. Get your schema in place. These are going to sound like a lot of different things that are just going to be very overwhelming. The good news is you can set up an appointment with Cody by going to the link. I don't think we've taught Melanie how to put the links up on the page yet.
I
But
bet she can figure it out.
yeah,
On
let's
the
see if we
right,
can figure it out. Hold on. Hold on. She's got it.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, no,
text, I
we're
think.
waiting. We're waiting.
It's one.
Oh,
Nope,
oh,
not that one. Close.
nope.
Nope. There's a list of them there.
At
Honestly, there
this
might
point,
not
you
even
can
be a
just
right
click
one.
through them until we say yes. Nope.
Nope. That
Close.
works. Go to
That's close. That's close.
goodrep.media.
That's close. There
Set.
might be one more down there, though.
There might be one more. Is there one with a?
Oh, there's not one
Ooh.
that has linked. Did they get rid of our text links? Are we
No, I
gonna yell
don't
at?
know if I've ever had a slash chat set up in Joey
I thought we
Matterhorn. That
did.
might be a me
Oh, maybe
thing.
not on Joey Matterhorn, only on the Good Rep channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I do want to
okay.
say, so Ganesha, the without ads from orders, 100% you can get orders without ads. I do think that you maybe struggle a little bit with it, but do all the things Jordan said. Fix your traffic, make sure that you SEO, make sure that you find what you want to rank for. So like funny shirts is going to be very, very difficult to rank for. But if you want to really niche it down and be funny Dungeons and Dragons shirts, maybe you can do a little bit better there, come up with some pages, come up with some content to rank for that. And that'd be a little bit better for you. So
Yes.
fingers crossed. I hope
There
that
we
works
go.
for you.
And right down there
Um,
in the corner, I don't know what side of the screen I'm on. I think it's actually going to be way over there and down. Goodrep.media/chat. You can schedule an appointment to talk to Cody for 30 minutes. Figure out any, like, you can ask any questions, figure out anything, what your next step would be, and you can also discuss potentially having Goodrep kind of take over and assist you in getting your SEO set up, your website set up, your social medias, anything you'd want to really kind of establish your business and your brand. Goodrep can help you with.
Yeah, and the best part of all that is it's free. Come chat for 30 minutes, and I'm going to tell you all of the things that you can do to make your business better. It's going to be a long checklist, and the whole reason that I offer it for free is because when I give you that checklist, you're going to laugh and say, "Ha ha ha! I'm not going to do all that. Do you want to do that?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, bet. Let's do this," and then we're going to figure it out. So, with that said, figure out your brand. I want to, you know what? I want to. We have 4 minutes left here. I want to hit on improv. How was it like improv for you yesterday? We've been taking improv classes. We had, what was it? Our fifth class yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was five. We got three left.
Do you feel like you've gotten better actively since like first?
So, like, yes, but not in the ways I thought I was going to. I don't think I'm like funnier, like spontaneously funnier or anything like that,
Mhm.
but I do think I'm more comfortable in situations where I have to think on the spot. And that is ultimately, I think, what Shane, our coach, is trying to get us better at.
Yeah. I for me, I really like the ideas that he's giving of like, hey, be comfortable, get up there on stage. We're gonna like be playing these games. And it's like I think the mental shift for me from recognizing these as like games to like this is just how you can interact with people in a positive way.
Yeah,
And he's like, okay, let's play a game where we all respectfully try to make each other funnier. It's like, hell yeah, like let's get
exactly.
together and have a really good vibe. I'm
And,
here for
like,
that.
I'm there with a very studious mentality. Like, I am
Yeah.
there like this is a class. I am there to try and learn. I don't know if you notice, like, when we're on stage, I'm almost always the closest one over to Shane.
Hmm.
As if like I'm that student sitting at the front of the classroom just trying to like take everything in. That did backfire on me in this last one because I've noticed the five things games. Every time Shane has done it, he has started it in the opposite direction of me,
Hmm.
and like so by the time it gets to me, I've thought on it, and like this time it started in the opposite direction, and then I straight up panicked
Oh,
giving Jay his thing, and I settled, and I felt bad because like I didn't give him one that was fun to work with. I was like,
yeah.
name five restaurants.
Hmm.
Nah. I
Well, and
think I've
it's
given that one before.
playing those games. I want to answer this question. Hey, Ganesha, we're going to be live tomorrow at noon on the Good Rep Media YouTube channel. It is not this channel, so heads up on that. It is Good Rep Media. If you put it
Now,
into the
now
search
can we
bar,
get can we get a link to the Good Rep Media YouTube dropped in the chat?
yeah. Good Rep Media is sorry, Mel. Good Rep Media is our small business agency. That's generally where we talk a lot more about small business branding, specifically for in and around United States small businesses. If you're like, hey, I own a lawn care company out in Alabama, we can help you out. Things like
Yeah.
that.
It would actually probably be much more pertaining to the questions that you were asking today, actually, because it seemed like you were kind of more, how can I grow my business? How can I grow my like the audience I have, and how can I capitalize on that? That's more of kind of what we talk on the Good Rep side. Whereas like here at Joey Matterhorn, it's really more about like building up like what you can offer to those people, which was part of what we talked about here today. But like I do think Good Rep will have a lot of solid information for you. I don't know what our topic is tomorrow. I'm not very good at looking into that, but it may pertain to what you're looking for. So definitely check it out. We just posted three links in the chat.
I I want you to know. So the topic for next week might not, or for tomorrow, I should say, might not be what you're looking for. We're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons
Oh, are we?
from game night to work life.
Sick.
So If you haven't seen us before, Jordan and I are both huge nerds. We both play Dungeons and Dragons together. We've been playing together for quite a while. We're actually hoping to play again this Saturday.
I
I'm
got bad
crossing.
news. Jonathan said he would be available to play later in the afternoon,
Oh,
so we're
did
not gonna be able to do the morning one. So what we should do on tomorrow's episode is you should help me plan a one shot.
you know what? That's what we're gonna do. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about marketing mindset, and we're gonna talk a little bit about planning a one shot. We're gonna at least give a little bit of time to it. So if you want to join us, you can have some questions. We'll definitely answer them around. But I want to stress this. We're gonna be talking about Dungeons and Dragons because we're huge nerds and enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. Uh, Playing Dungeons and Dragons and interacting with people at improv makes you a better person, and I think being a better person makes you a better business owner. Period. Uh,
I want to say this: how it can like how we can put Dungeons and Dragons together with what the topic was today.
yeah.
Building a brand is a lot like building a character. Building you want to fit, and you did that with your mood board. You kind of talked about that at the beginning of the hour. Like you got to figure out the tone of your character, what he's going to be like, what is his goal, what is he trying to accomplish. That's all things you need to figure out about your company before you can build your brand.
hmm And it takes a lot of energy and effort.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for joining us, guys. Thanks so much for being on, Mel. I did get a message saying that they might not have been able to hear you at some points, so we're gonna have to check on that. Um, Kanisha, oh, what do you do for a living? We're both marketers. Good Rep Media. This is our job, full time. Actually, fun fact: this is how we make our living. But with that, we're gonna be heading off. Thanks so much for joining us. We do really appreciate it. Remember, my name's Cody. This is Jordan. We're both part of Good Rep Media. And if you own a small business, if you want to start a small business, or if you know anyone who is interested in starting a small business, you should reach out, schedule with us so that we can give you a little bit of advice on how to go about that. Even if you don't want our advice, if you just want to use us as a sounding board to say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Does that make sense? I'm here for that. 100%. Now, we'll see you tomorrow on the Good Rep Media channel. And thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah,
Peace
maybe.
out.